Let's get rocking with the day. And welcome back, guys, to a brand new vlog today where you're tuning in to see what could happen next. We don't have a plan for today. We are just going to go with the flow and see what happens, because the weather is a bit minging. It has been for the last few weeks, and you know what, can't let it put it off me from vlogging, because you know what, you got to adapt to these situations, and I need to be prepared for, like, when it's a rainy day, I need to think on my feet. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to improv this vlog. We will see what goes on. We might go out at some point. We might stay in. We will see. Keep you on your toes. First things first, as I always like to start every morning, opening the curtains, having a cup of coffee, and also sorting that out. Now while that's cooling, let's sort this out over here. That is a job done. And now we sit and take our first sip of coffee for the day. Oh, always hits that spot. I'm a very happy man right now. I've just been scrolling on social media and they've just confirmed a remastering Last of Us Part 2 for the PS5. I'm going to put a picture here of what it looks like, but the still book. If you know me as a gaming collector, I love a good still book, and oh, it just looks so good. Look at it. Just look at it. I need it in my life. As soon as their pre-orders drop, I'm pre-ordering that shit, bro. I need that for my collection, because I've got the part 1 steelbook, but part 2 needs to match it, bro. It needs to. One of my favourite games. If you did not know that, Last of Us 2. And she's off. So Kirsty has just left, and she's going to go and try on some wedding dresses today for the first time. We've had booked in for a little while, but she's been really ill for the last few weeks, so she's starting to feel more on the up now, and she's gonna go and check out some wedding dresses today, so it's quite exciting. So kind of one of a big step today in the wedding kind of scene, really. So she's gonna go check out some dresses, and I won't see it until the day. So I think that's gonna be the hardest part for her, is not to tell me. And I've just had to say to her before she left, like, don't send me any pictures because I can't see it, because that's just like one of the things, obviously, because you're meant to see it on the day. As much as I could sit here for a couple of more hours, like I have been just sat down and just watched TV this morning before Kirsty went out. And yeah, I'm gonna get up and actually do some stuff with my day, because I could just sit here all day and do absolutely fuck all, but I've got a vlog to do, so get up and get stuff done. Hence another reason why I'm actually doing vlogging, because I've just will sit around and do fuck all. So what we are actually gonna do is, I know a good way to start is by tidying this shit up, because I want to just tidy up a little bit, because you know, sometimes in your house you just get a little bit, you just chuck things on the table, it just becomes a bit cluttered and whatnot. It's my table in my house has become that. Essentially like a dumping ground, like just got a weird shit in here which I need to sort that out. I've just got camera which I need to install somewhere, which I don't know where I want to put it. I got tools, medicines. I just need to tidy this up. I hate it because I've got it with the same up here. I've just got my HelloFresh recipes up here, which ends up just going up here. So I'm just like, we need to tidy up and try to find a place for this. So that's what I'm going to do. That is that cupboard sorted. There we go. That's really cool. That was just absolute mess in there. So I decided to organise that because I had to bring some medicine up, and now that's organised. Someone's awake. She's like, hello. She's so sleepy. When her ears are like that, she's like sleep mode. We'll hopefully see you later, Darcy, when you're a bit more awake. Oh, doesn't that not just look like better? Just like you come in, nice clean table, obviously still a few bits, but not as much as it was, and that'll be moving because I need to set that up. So we've got a hamster cam sort of thing. Might be a bit of a weird thing to say, but my thinking is, obviously, it's like if we are away and whatnot, like on little trips and that, and like, oh, we want to keep an eye on the hamster and that, that's why I brought this camera, so we can like keep kind of tabs on the hamster, because the hamster has broke out. Like, I don't know if I've said this in the vlog, but our hamster did break out the cage. Kate broke out of like the top of here, so like if you look really closely now, we've strapped it up so she can't pop this off. Somehow this came loose and she got out and she got underneath the fridge and she chewed like the wires on the back of the fridge. So luckily it was only an earth wire which we was able to replace. She did not get electrocuted, thank God for that. That was like a thing, like, right, we need to kind of like strap that down and probably get a camera so we can actually not have that worry about the fact of the hamster breaking up the cage. So we can always like keep tabs on her, like when we're out of the house, like if it's for a few hours or a few days. So that's why we've got that camera. So might be a good investment to do if you've got a pet. Get a little camera off Amazon and you can like kind of keep an eye on your pet, like maybe if you're at work and stuff like that. So that's what we've done, and I think it's something we need to set up, but I can't think of a place where I want to put it. That is my problem. So I need to have a sit down and rethink about it. But this is our situation. Got a power plug there, but I've got nothing to put the camera on. So, and I don't really want to say like mount a camera on the wall there because it's a bit weird. Or maybe it's just a thing that we use when we go away. We just plug it into that wall there, then we just put a little thing here, then we can just look directly into the table, and when we come home we take it down. But anyway, back to my tidiness. Look how tidy that looks up there now. It looks really tidy. I've not totally like moved some stuff and just put it behind here. Don't worry about it. My bonsai tree as well. Yeah, nothing's growing on it yet. It was sprouting a little bit, then that green sprout just disappeared. Yeah, I don't know what happened to it, so I might need to buy some more seeds for that. So the bonsai tree, I think it's not working. So I just thought of something which I thought would be a good idea to put into this vlog. With me starting to do vlogging, I thought it'd be a good thing to kind of share my experiences with you, and maybe you can learn one or two things from it. So this part of the vlog might not be for everyone, but I want to kind of cover the topic about snag lists. If you wonder what a snag list is, it's basically a thing, it's within a property where you need to check around in it before moving into it and just kind of check over things. It's like when you buy a new car, you want to kind of review it, make sure there's no scratches on it and stuff like that. Kind of the same with a property. I didn't really know the full in-depthness of a snag list until I sort of like a few months prior to moving in, plus kind of living in the house after a little while, where people go, oh yeah, that should be on the snag list. So I want to kind of give you a 101 on how a snag list works. So just what I say, this is not for everyone, and you might want to skip a bit in the video, or if not, watch through. I just want to share my experiences with you lot, so you can kind of maybe learn one or two things if you are going to be buying a property in the next few months, years, or renting and stuff like that, because snag list is done everywhere. So some things you might not think of looking at and stuff like that. So just take this part of the vlog is a bit of a learning curve. So as some of you might be aware, I moved into a brand new house build last year. Basically, with brand new builds, obviously you expect everything to be working absolutely great, everything to be perfect. I'm going to split this into two parts. So part one is when I first moved in, some of the things I found when I first moved in, because not everything was perfect. Then over time, of things that did happen because of wear and tear in a house, which will occur with new builds and stuff like that, because it needs to be lived in. So I'll start off with step one, which is moving into a property. So when you move to a property, you want to be checking everything, like checking there's no marks on the floors, drawers, work, everything like that. Literally walking over to a cupboard and going, that's working, sorted, everything just looks good, there's no holes in the ceiling and stuff like that. You just need to do all those sort of things. Make sure the radiators work and all that stuff. Like, even to an example, doors open. That's the sort of things you need to look at when you're doing a snag list. I'm sure there's a thing on Google where you can probably look around, search like things that you should be aware of. These are the little things you need to look at when looking into buying a property or renting a property, because these are some of the things that I didn't really think about when moving into the property. So we're currently in the moment of getting our snag list sort of done, and I've got something here which is a prime example of this. Was here, it's been here for about 7 months, and just getting around to doing this, getting it fixed. But it's this great example of like, this is what it shouldn't look like and this is what it should look like. This is like a fan for our, like an extractor thing we've got in our house, like fan. Basically, you've got all of this on the outside. It should not look like this at all. It's been like that since we've moved in. In real terms, it should be like this all the way around. Like, I should not be able to see that crack in there, but that's been like that since I moved in. It should technically be like that. So that's what the sort of things you should be looking out for. Like, that should be filled in, which people are going to come and sort that out, hopefully in the next few weeks. That's just like an example of sort of things you should be looking out for, like cracks around sockets and stuff like that. Probably another good one to kind of keep an eye out for, which I didn't spot but Kirsty did, front doors on properties as well. Our front door was a little bit loose on it, so always make sure obviously the doors work properly and stuff like that, because you don't want someone to come on like pushing your door and kind of going, oh, that's a bit loose, and find it quite easy to break in. So that's a good one to always point out when doing a snag list, obviously, because you want security. This is a really random one, right? So I'm going to flush the toilet. I'm going to leave that, all right? And I'm going to go upstairs and do some snag list stuff. And by the time I come back down, that will still be filling, because that toilet, for some reason, is super slow at filling back up. That's a thing you should point out on the snag list. So when it comes to stairs, this was like on a bit of a wear and tear sort of thing. Like, if you see cracks at the side of stairs and stuff like that, that sort of thing will occur within a property. If you see here, that sort of thing will happen with wear and tear on a new property. That sort of thing you can get, like, builders will come in, fill it in and stuff like that, because that's what they're meant to do on a snag list. list, because that's the sort of things you don't want when you come into a property where you see like cracks and stuff like that. So that wasn't there when we moved in. That's just wear and tear. So we could, if you wanted to be fussy, get them to come back in and fill that in. I'm not doing that because I had a guy come in literally like last week and did all the side of the stairs there. So that's basically brand bloody new. And he done a fantastic bloody job, because that was like cracks and stuff like that. And I'll put a picture up in a moment of what it was before. And when I say about doors working, right? So this is the thing I didn't really notice until once I moved in and whatnot. I didn't really check. You got this office door. I have to push the handle to get in there. Then you come to my office. I don't even have to push the handle down. It just opens. So that's the thing I need to get fixed. But once again, it's been requested to be done. But when it happens is whenever, really. So that's the one thing. I'm going to put bathrooms as well on there, because two things happened for us. Our hot water was not as hot as it was. I had to request for a plumber to come around and rip off our side of our bath panel to tweak something underneath to get the hot water a little bit warmer, because it was like lukewarm and not that proper hot bath that you want. So always check the hot water as well. That's definitely a must as well, because that's a thing which I didn't really think about when moving in. I turned on the taps. The taps worked, but it's more of that I didn't really proper check the hot water.
What I meant was, within his point, is I tried the taps like in the hand sink, the downstairs tap for the hot water. The hot water seemed to be working fine, so I didn't think anything else of it. But I didn't try the hot water tap in the bath. The hot water tap in the bath was lukewarm, but all the other taps were boiling hot. So that was what I meant within checking your hot water for your bath.
So I've talked about this magical cupboard many times in the vlog, and I don't know if I have said about sockets being loose in here, like proper shaking, like proper like loose. But I have now got these sockets really like fitted on the wall, without doxing anything, because there's info on here. Like there's a crack down there that needs to be kind of sorted, but some reason when the guy came he didn't fill that in. I'm just guessing because that's the damaged the internet or anything like that. But all of these sockets in here were like literally hanging off the wall, so always check there, because you need all of that be filled in around there. And really just the last thing to kind of cover with a snag list, really, actually two things actually just occurred to me. The other one, which is quite a big one, was our central heating, because we got a very weird central heating system in our house. So we can control the heating downstairs and upstairs. So if we don't want the downstairs to be heated between certain times, we can, and we want upstairs to be heated. So you can kind of base it on your schedule. So like if you're downstairs for a couple of hours, you have the heating on down here, and when you go upstairs, you have the heating on upstairs but not downstairs. It's very kind of smart homes and trying to be more eco and stuff like that, smarter, what do you want to call it. When we first moved in was the spring, this time like sort of like last year in a way. We didn't really use the heating. We turned it on a little bit just to kind of get it working a bit and stuff like that. We did find, since getting to the winter, the heating system wasn't working properly, because some settings needed to be changed on one of the pipes, which is a little thing that you turn on and off, which overrides everything and stuff like that, and just kind of keeps on pumping heat. And what we were finding was some of our radiators, mainly this one and the one in our bedroom, were just constantly blasting out heat to the point of like getting the 30 Celsius in the rooms. I'm like, it's too bloody goddamn hot. So we had a plumber come around. We had to hassle them a few times, but they finally did come around to fix it. So I would always make sure, even if you move into a property in the summer, make sure your scheduling works and stuff like that, because you don't want to get to the winter and your scheduling's not working on your thermostat and stuff like that. So make sure your heating systems are fully working and stuff like that, because you don't want to move into a property and your heating's not working and then you're fucked. So that's the sort of thing you should check before getting into a property, because then if it's not sorted, then it's on them. And obviously, in time in this clip, I think it's been like probably about 5 minutes. I'm going to go back into the toilet. Obviously, we flushed the toilet. It's still filling up 5 minutes later. Don't know why it does that, but that's on the things on the snag list to do. When we first moved in, we had problems with the pipes a bit as well, so they had to get some, like, I think from what my in-laws described it as, they had to bring the big machine out and pump out the pipes a bit, and it was like a big thing out front of our house, apparently, and it was one of those things you needed to see, because it was just so crazy. So don't know why it was, but it is what it is. But it sort of works, but the fact that it still fills up, that is a problem that needs to be fixed. But sometimes, if it's like, say, a rented property moving, that's just the toilet how it works. And the very last one I want to point out, this one is something Kirsty didn't spot, but she spotted the front door, but I've spotted the back door. Got to get on the right angle. Just, there we are, right there. Can you see that? That's the back door. That's like not proper filled in, so that's letting in cold air. So that's something that needs to be fixed because coldness is coming through that door because it's not proper sealed. So that needs to be sorted as well. Like I say, with just what wear and tear, you will get stuff like this sort of like happening just because you're living in the house. It needs to get like kind of broken into a bit, especially like new builds as well, which I didn't know until moving into it. Thing called it needs to dry out. I was like, what the hell do you mean by drying out? The new houses need about a year to dry out, so they don't recommend painting any of the walls, anything like that, for at least a year because the property needs to dry out. And they recommend like during the summer, open up the windows, let the air come in, put the heating on, dry it out as much as you can because the property needs to be lived in for it to kind of settle its ways and stuff like that. And it's just a thing I didn't know about and didn't think of at all. So that's a good little pro one to thing as well. If you do move into a new build, within the first year, it needs to dry out, so you can't really do any decorating. Because when we first moved in, Kirsty wanted to decorate the lounge and stuff like that, but we can't do none of that for at least probably a few more months. Yeah, which I don't think we're doing because we've got the wedding to pay for in a minute, so we can't really afford to be splashing hundreds of pounds on paints for the living room. So it's fine for a little while longer. But yeah, we also had some like problems up here as well. Like the paint was chipping a bit, so I was like, I think I might have a photo of it. If I don't, I'll see if I can get Kirsty to see if she had one. But we had like paint kind of hanging off the walls here a bit, like it kind of just crisped. And if I touched it one day, just the paint fell off. So yeah, that's just what happens with new builds. But there you have it. That's my advice on the snag list. If you did enjoy, leave a like. And let us know in the comments down below if this has been any helpful. But if you also found it very rambly, I apologise. I was just trying to make sure I get my point across, and just so you can take the things I didn't know, you can take with you and know when you go for a property next. So yeah, fun of being a property owner. Yay! Got a couple of hours spare now as Kirsty's out at her wedding dress fitting. And hopefully it's all going well. It's quite exciting knowing the fact she's doing that right now. This second she's doing it. So it's quite exciting. So I want to see, but also I can't. So I've got to wait until September for that. But I'm excited the fact that it's kind of happening really. So while she's doing that, I'm going to play some Call of Duty for a few hours and stream. So if you guys didn't know, I do stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/DaneTMG. When I'm not vlogging and when I've got days like today, where I'm just normally at home, not really doing that much, I'm doing streaming. So yeah, make sure you do follow me over there if you do want to come and play some games with me. Come and get some feedback about the vlogs and stuff like that, so you know where to go. I tend to stream like 1-2 days a week. Obviously, the main focus is always vlogging now. But when I get a bit of free time, I'll do a bit of streaming, you know. Just like what I used to do all the time, 5 days a week. But these days, not as much, a bit more chilled with it. But it's always a good laugh if you ever want to come and join my streams. But I'm going to play some Call of Duty and level up some guns. And there we have it. That was stream done. Really, really, really good couple of hours just to jump on. And that's what I love about streaming, man. It's just jump on and just have a bit of fun. I don't stress about it anymore, which is really nice because I don't really focus on that as content because I focus on vlogging as my content now. Which is nice. I just boot it up and I just generally have a bit of fun, which is really, really nice. And I just don't get paranoid or anything like that. So I love streaming, and hopefully me back streaming, hopefully you kind of see that side. Like I'm just there to have a good time and just interact with you lot and talk with you. It's really nice. More importantly, Kirsty's home and she's very, very happy about her wedding dress. Who's a happy lady? Who's got her wedding dress? How nice is it?
So nice.
Is it like the one?
All the others I put on afterwards just didn't feel as spectacular. It wasn't the one I thought I was going to love though when I took them off the racks.
Okay.
So I picked a few and then I picked a few that I thought I wouldn't like, but I wanted to just try on. So basically what I thought was going to happen today was I'd find like a style I liked else and just hopefully find the dress. But as soon as I put that one on, I was just like,
that's the one.
yeah, and everything else just didn't
Is that
seem
what they
as
say?
good.
Is that what they say though? Like when you put it on, like they're kind of like, no, that's the one.
Yeah, I just felt like a bride in it. Like I could see myself walking down the aisle.
How many did you try on in total? How
Probably
many?
about 10.
You tried on 10. What number was the one you tried? Like, was it like the fourth
like
one? You're like, oh, that was the one.
7.
7. Lucky number 7. Question after, did you take loads of photos?
My mum took loads of photos with me.
Has she got the photo of the one though?
Yeah.
So I'm not allowed to see though. Got it done, and I got to wait till September. Ah! I need to get myself sorted, actually. I need to get a suit sorted ASAP. But I've got an excuse why I'm not actually got it done, because I wanted to go to our local shopping centre so I could go check out some suits in person. But I've not been able to because this one's been ill. So priorities, looking after. I think that's a good...
4 weeks of being ill.
4 weeks of being ill, but she's better now. But anyway, Amazon's been... It's alright. One of the things is a Christmas present, so I can't actually show you that. The one thing I do want to try out, and I actually want to see if this works, I've got a mount for my phone, so we'll try that out once I've ordered food. Hello, we moved to the car from the last shop. Picked up this little mount thing, which I'm hoping is going to work, because my phone and this car just do not connect, even though I've got USB and it should work, like Android thingies got in the car. For some reason, it just does not work. So, I've got this mount, and I'm going to see if it works. So, it's just like a little clip like this, which should just ideally fit in like the gaps of the fans, but I'm going to try and get this on, then I will come back to you to see if it's actually bloody on. Weird place to have it, but I'm going to have it here, because if I have it here, I can only see, like, say, half the screen. Obviously, it's quick, you can access it, but it's out of visibility. I could have it over here, but the problem I got is it kind of droops down a lot, so I can't really get a good bloody angle on it. So it's quite weird. So I think that's the best spot, because we've got charge port right there, so plug it in there, then you can have the wire kind of hanging down from here, so that could just be on that side instead of having a wire dangling down by my feet here, if you get what I mean. So I think that's the most practical way of having it in a minute. We'll see what Kirsty thinks. Probably end up gonna get moved, probably won't have it for a long time, but it will do for now, because next weekend I'm traveling down to Kent and I need this phone as a sat nav to get me to Kent, so I need to use that, because this just doesn't like my phone, don't know why, so I've got a mount so I can use it as a sat nav. Yay! And if you're wondering which one I've got this one, and it's also really good as well, because you can have it portrait, or if you want to swing it around, you can have it, say, like landscape there as well. So you kind of got the options, like changing what position you want it. You will never guess who's awake now. Look at the ears. That's when you know when she's full awake. Darcy's awake.
Oh, I made a jump.
She's like, hello, hello, hello. So since moving, we have tried out like different takeaway places, but we have found the best burger place, which I'm not going to say where it is because it kind of gives away where I live, but local to me, it's the best burger, other than obviously Five Guys being the best. But look at this. This burger is just, something else. It's like brioche buns. They do like a bundle, like £12 for this, like really good burger, loads of chips, really good chips as well, and a milkshake for like £12. Red velvet as well, which is really good. Just finished watching Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie, and it's something. The storyline could have been way better without giving spoilers. It's not really based on the game. Like, it's got the premise of the game, but it's different. I just thought it could have been something way more better and based on the actual game, but it went in a complete different route, and I just don't know. I'm just really baffled by it. Worth a watch, but at the same time, don't expect anything much from it at all. It's one of those watch once and that's it. That's literally it. So I put it, and I think I'm giving it a 5, maybe a 4.5. I think it's one of those like. Cassie loved it. As you can tell, she fell asleep.
Sweet.
What was your rating out of 10?
4.
A 4. Yeah.
Like, visuals were spot on. Like, the animatronics were great.
Yeah, they were very
Just
good.
The story could have been better.
Yeah, story was very meh. Like, watch it and you'll just kind of see like certain things. It's like there's a lot of like would you say loose ends?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of kind of things like I have more questions.
It was suddenly just like, and we're stopping. Yeah, everything's wrapped up in a bow. Go on then they did like a mid-credit scene, which didn't mean anything.
Yep.
I thought they might have like added one of the animatronics that weren't in this game, in this movie. Were in like the later games, but instead it was just a toy that just kept jump scaring them throughout.
Yeah, that was it. It's just weird. Generally, it just
wasn't necessary. It's pretty much how to summarize it.
What do you mean necessary? Like the
movie didn't need to be made.
Yeah, it's just for me. It felt like a cash cow. Just like Five Nights at Freddy's is a thing. Let's make more money.
Yeah, and they
but it could have been
had to make it a bit child friendly, as children seem to be the target demographic.
Yes, that's definitely a thing. You can definitely tell with watching Five Nights. it's made for kids these days. Obviously, when the game first came out, it was made for adults-ish. But you can tell this movie was very made for like, if it could be a 12, it would be a 12. But obviously it can't. I think it's a 15. But if it could be a 12, it would. It's made for like younger kids. Because God's sake, how did Markiplier make all his money from Five Nights at Freddy's? All the kids love Five Nights at Freddy's. Like my nephew, he's like young and he's obsessed with it, and he's under 10. It's like, that just kind of gives you an idea, like the Five Nights at Freddy's universe. Like, they just love it. And we have now reached the end of the vlog, people. I ended up staying up for a little bit, played some Call of Duty, then went to bed, and now woke up the next day, and I'm about to edit this vlog. And hopefully you did enjoy this vlog. I'm really, because every now and then it's good to have these kind of vlogs where you're just at home, chilling, vibing and whatnot. And yeah, next vlog, we will be getting out and about, I promise you now. So that's where you're going to have to tune in to see what could happen next. So make sure you leave a like on the video, don't forget to subscribe, and ding dong the bell to be notified when the next vlog will be up, which will be next Saturday at 7 o'clock on the dot, where you'll tune in to see what could happen. And thank you very much for watching, and sorry once again, today's vlog wasn't really out and about and whatnot, but I quite enjoyed it, so I had a lot of fun just like recording, doing a little one just around the house. But thank you very much for watching, have a lovely rest of your day, I'll see you next time, bye bye.